Welcome to Gunfight Blueprints Part 2. As you can tell, this is obviously a split screen video, and I have put in a kill tracker for each of us because I don't know why, but apparently Modern Warfare 2 can't show a scoreboard if you split screen, so I went ahead and did that for it, even though, you know, we all pay $70 to play it. It is the same as Blueprints Part 1, except that there are new loadouts. It seems that they rotate in new loadouts maybe every few days, not even a week. He and I both went to high school and middle school together, but we didn't really start hanging out till high school. And since all my other friends are out of town or out of the country, like Ronnie, he and I have hung out all summer. And after watching me play this for probably a couple months, he decided to try it, and he liked it, even though it was kind of a learning curve on the maps. But we both do pretty good in these games, so I hope you enjoy. So, for starters, I have no idea which one of us did better in any of these games since the scoreboard wasn't working. We did go in the menu part where you can see your past game history after like 3 or 4 games, just because he and I were actually wondering how good we were even doing. And sometimes it felt like I was carrying, but then he would have like 9 kills and I'd have like 4. Sometimes it was the other way around. Recently, it's been pretty even. Kind of just depends on who is actually playing the game and who is looking at their phone, doing whatever. It'll be fun to see because as of when I'm recording right now, him and I both still have no clue which one of us did better. This first game is on Blacksite. There's nothing too special about it. It was just ComradeDog and I having some good teamwork. It's obviously pretty easy to do when you can see the other person's screen. The other team wasn't too good. They weren't really putting up much of a fight either. I think we beat them like 6-2. And one of those times, it was because I think ComradeDog was getting backwards audio or something. Like, at least on my TV, it sounded like it. I mean, we pretty much obliterate these guys. We only lost the second round because both of us somehow ran out of double pistol ammo and we both had to reload. Anyways, for the rest of the video, I'm going to be talking about some random topics that ComradeDog and I speak about. I won't go into conspiracies and stuff like that, mainly because the YouTube videos we watch over stuff like that, they're all like an hour plus long each, and this video is not multiple hours long. So I will say a couple topics recently are a magic school bus conspiracy. Never knew that was a thing. Something about pickles and the kids are dead the whole time or something like that. If you watch it, it'll make sense. To be honest, I can't really remember any of the other ones right now. But most recently, we have been watching videos about Pokemon challenges. We saw this one meme. It's that meme of the guy standing in the corner at a party. For like the joke, it says, "They don't know I hardcore Nuzlocke Pokemon blah blah blah." And when I saw it, I was like, what in the world is this even saying? Even now, after watching videos on it, I still have no clue what Nuzlocke stands for or why there's an E at the end. We decided to watch some videos on it. Basically, they will go through the entire story. If anything ever gets knocked out, then you're never able to use it again. And you can only catch like 6 total. But I think it has to be the first encounter of whatever Pokemon. Like, that is the one that you have to get. Before the Nuzlocke, I'll put it up right now so you know how to spell it. One of them was that you have to do it with only shiny Pokemon. I've always known what shiny ones are. I know that they look different. They're kind of cool. I never really understood the rarity or how you are supposed to find them, because I know for a fact when I used to play on my DS, I've definitely seen like 2 or 3 before that I can remember. I just never caught them because, to be honest, I always thought that it was like a glitch. I don't know. I was like, oh, it looks different. People aren't gonna like it if I trade with them. Yeah, that's funny, isn't it? We looked up a shiny Nuzlocke, and the guys that would do it, they would say that it would take them 2 to 3 weeks just to catch 1 or 2. They would sit there in real life for 2 weeks and just run back and forth in bushes so they could get a Pokemon that looks a different color. And I was like, honestly, you're insane. There is nothing enjoyable about that. You're actually just trying to find a way to waste your life. And then we watched one video where the guy had to catch a shiny version of every Pokemon he could before going to the next gym. At that point, I was already pretty into it. I was like, they're cool, obviously. Some of them look really cool. And he turned that one on. And I was like, okay, you know what? You did it. So I got my DS out and I started shiny hunting, and I ended up, I probably started at 10 or 11 p.m. and then it was 3:30 or 4 in the morning. I got a shiny Garbodor, and I will put a picture of that on the screen right now. The second game is on Museum. I will go ahead and start with the fact that we do not win this game. We start off really slow, not hot at all. I think we're down like 2 to 4 or 1 to 5, and then we come back to 4 to 5. But on the last few rounds, both of us are flip-flopping double kills. I did keep it in just because for how horrible we started off, we did do a pretty good job of coming back. And after making the kill counters, this was a very, very even game between the both of us. I mean, it doesn't look bad. Obviously, it's a pile of garbage. I mean, for some of them that literally don't look any different at all, that one isn't horrible. Honestly, whenever I got it, I was also just surprised that they really existed. I was kind of expecting to sit there for like 3 days straight, get nothing, and be like, yeah, this is BS. But I actually did. It's probably like a week and a half later, ComradeDog came over again, and he knew where a Dratini only spawn is, and I'll put that on the screen, so that we could go shiny hunting for those, because those turn into the Dragonites. I didn't know that those were what turned into a Dragonite. I always thought it was just like one of those good ones from like the really old games. He was going back and forth for maybe about half an hour, and then I went back and forth for about a total of 45 minutes, and I got a shiny Dratini, and we evolved it up to the Dragonite. I don't think I've caught any more. I have been going back and forth for a while. Well, I haven't recently, because I have been getting ready to move to Nebraska for the year. I do have a shiny Garbage Man and a shiny Dragonite, and I have a Deoxys, a Kyurem. I don't know, I have a bunch of random ones from trading like probably 8 years ago, to be totally honest, because I've tried to trade with people and it doesn't work with my Wi-Fi because it's all nitpicky or whatever, probably because the thing is like 15 years old. I have a bunch of old ones, and at first I was saying, I was like, I'm gonna catch a bunch of these and I'm gonna sell the little game disc for a bunch of money. And I kind of said that as a joke, not really, but kind of, just to give me an incentive to actually get the rare ones or whatever. But I recently saw that Amazon.com is selling the one that I have. It's like Pokemon Black or White. They're selling it for $400 on Amazon. And on eBay, they're a little cheaper, obviously. And then I went to a GameStop the other day, and I saw a Pokemon Pearl, and at GameStop, it was being sold for $75. And I was like, you're joking, because I know I have all of these, I know I have all like the cases that they come in. I was like, are you serious? If these things are worth $75 each, I have 4 of them. I have Soul Silver, Black, White, and then a Black. I mean, that's like $300 to $500, depending on how much I'm able to sell them for. If they're selling for $400, I literally have over $1,500 in my DS case right now. Sorry for the really long Pokemon explanation or information drop. And for any of you watching, if you have an old DS that has, I don't know, I mean, the older the game, the more valuable it is. So if you have the DS card for Pearl or Red and Green, Leaf Green, something like that, if you have those, I'm not even kidding, go Google how much those things sell for, because you're probably holding like $100 bill minimum in your hand. So you're welcome in advance. Another thing that Comrade Dog and I watched are these World War II battle analysis videos. I usually have no clue what I'm looking at because I really just haven't taken the time to like know specific battles or anything that happened. Other than like the Battle of the Bulge or Normandy, Pearl Harbor, nuclear bombs. I mean, like specific small fights, I really have no clue. It's kind of sad because like millions of people died in World War II. Even like Normandy, Pearl Harbor, Hiroshima. I mean, I don't even know if there's like 500,000 confirmed deaths between every major fight that we know of, you know? Like there's just so many small ones that happen that we don't really know about unless you were there or you sit there and actually research it for years. Anyways, I don't know who it is, but he found someone that makes these little diagrams, and it's supposed to be like an exact replica of what was happening at the time. So, I mean, it's cool to watch. It explains what they're doing, what they're trying to do. It'll show like past defensive mechanisms that countries would have against their plane. He'll say all these different plane models, and back then they would go like 120 to 180 miles an hour, and nowadays planes go like 1,800 miles an hour or like 2,500 depending on the plane. So it's cool to see the differences just like over time. And one of the videos that he had on was this guy that had a Medal of Honor and then either a Medal of Valor or a Purple Heart, whatever the Valor thing is, I don't remember the name. He already had those medals, right? And he went back over. And I don't know if he was on like a beach in Normandy or something like that, but I know that they were going up a hill and there was like a machine gunner bunker, and his whole squad was pinned down a couple 100 feet away, and somehow this guy army crawled up by himself without getting seen by anyone in that whole place. He threw 3 grenades in the bunker and blew the whole thing up so everyone could move up. Pretty sure it said he got some kind of a medal for that. And then another one was that there was an American outpost somewhere in Poland or France, and the Nazis were going through, and this one American guy had an RPG, and there were 2 tanks coming up the road, and he had 2 different buildings that he was running between. And the whole time he's just running back and forth and blowing them up with an RPG until they literally left. He 1v2'd 2 tanks and didn't die. They literally retreated from a guy with an RPG. Those are just a couple examples of the war videos that Comrade Dog finds on YouTube. And lastly, to wrap up the commentary for this video, Comrade Dog said to shout out his YouTube channel with 0 videos called Hubba Muppa. I'll put it in the description, so if you'd like to subscribe, go ahead. So anyways, I hope you enjoy the rest of the clips, and I will see you in the next one. Game 3 is on Mercado. This game ends with us lagging out because the entire game, both of us were lagging horribly. Like we would shoot, it wouldn't line up. Sometimes the audio wouldn't line up. You'll see that a couple times in here. I'm going to be totally honest. Both of us were getting absolutely destroyed, so we were going to lose either way. Unless we just got a 0 ping, then we might have had a chance.